Hi, my name is Chris with the Happy Place Homestead, and today I want to talk to you about having clean, great water with your well. So in 1977, our house was built. It's a weird 9-sided house. We call it the Happy Place Homestead. When we came here, this place was stuffed to the brim with all sorts of trees, woods, maple trees, pines, some cherry oak. It was pretty cool, actually. But the problem was finding our well was a bit of a difficult process. And we ended up looking and found it about a few hundred feet away from our house. Now, the infrastructure was strong. We didn't really have to even worry when we went through a drought in this area because we've always had enough water. The problem was the water wasn't very clean. To make sure that we were drinking pure water, clean water, washing in clean water, we had a couple tests that were done. And you can send those off to the state and have them analyze your water. And we did just that. And we found out that unfortunately our water had a number of different toxins, some dangerous. And so we recognized that we needed to do something immediately to try to remedy the problem. And one of the first things that we did was we shocked the well. And I found out a few ways to do that. We got a hold of some specific chlorine treatments that we could put into the well. And basically, we got the well shocked. So we dumped in the appropriate amounts, and then we ran the water for excessive period of time to ensure that all of it went through the system, and we got it out, and we kind of did what we needed to do. We sent the water back out, and we recognized, okay, this time the analysis came back and it was far more drinkable, but it still wasn't 100% pure. So we thought, you know what we need to do is we need to get a filter to set up a proper filtration system, one that was far more effective than what we had at the tap. So just to be clear, when I say shocking the well, I'm not using electricity, obviously. It's kind of like a pool. When you have a pool and you need to shock it because all of a sudden it's resembling green forests instead of blue ocean, you put a bunch of chlorine and it shocks it and cleans it out, if you will. Now, it certainly can be rough on your eyes in the water if you're swimming in a pool, and it can also be rough on your body if you're ingesting that. So what we recognized, it wasn't our ideal solution. We just needed, when we moved in here, to figure out how to get the poop out of the water because, that's a problem. So after shocking that well a couple times, we knew we had to go to the next step, which was a UV ultraviolet system that was going to get rid of any bacteria, not only the E-coli, but any of the other contaminants that were going to cause a person to get sick. This was a little bit more in line with who we were, what we were thinking, why we moved to the homestead in the first place, which was to get more natural and find a way to do things a little bit more simply. Now, I have to be honest, the UV is a little bit more complex than we first had thought, but it's been helpful because at least we know we're not drinking poo. Okay, so I'm going to try to pronounce this brand, which I promise you I'm going to do a disservice to, but it's spelled V-I-Q-U-A, Vicua. But this has worked out really good for us, and every year we're going to have to replace this ultraviolet bulb. It's a long bulb, and we undo it here and lift it up, and then we take it out and can replace it. We know when it's due because over here, the countdown. So it's 365 days down to 1, and then bam, there you go. So this system here takes care of bacteria. And again, that was our big concern in the beginning. So the Vicua takes care of the bacteria, but we also realized there were other things that we needed to possibly be on guard for. And so we had also installed a filtration system. And this filtration system takes care of our sediment. And this is kind of cool because I can replace at least a couple times a year this filter, and you can see a noticeable difference from this awesome, beautiful white filter to the disgusting rust water.
So you have to bypass the water from going into the filter, stop this, and we're going to open this one so that the water goes out that way, and I think we have to get the air out of that. Otherwise this thing will not open.
Did you already do the...
I did not push that, no.
Well, I mean, do I need to do anything with this one?
I think that one's okay because the water's going to leave. There you go. And that's why we have a bucket.
To be honest, I don't remember doing that before. So.
Well, I think we've had a problem, like whenever I do it, I cannot get the darn filter open.
Okay.
So what do you have there? You have the tool. This tool, which is a joke. Yeah, of course now we can't find the box. Here's Chris. I wonder why we can't find the box. Is there a few things in your way?
So universal strap wrench for use with A.O. Smith filtration systems and all major filtration. This is basically a belt that is kind of cool. You're gonna loop it around here, and then you can attach it. It gets tight, and then I can turn this. The problem is, I never can remember. It takes me a few minutes to figure out where I'm turning it, because I think I have to do it on the plastic. I'm talking to myself right now. This is what happens. Oh yeah, this is the other factor, is that if you put it on the wrong way, it won't work. So, all right. So this is. What do you think, babe?
Again, I think that you know, we do this about twice a year.
So we have to relearn it.
And yeah, we have to relearn it every single time. And I mean, we've replaced these filters so many times.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Freaking nuts. I'm gonna end up. Here's why I had to change my outfit. Okay, you have to not film anymore, okay?
Let's not rip it out of the wall.
So something's wrong.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I'll try it. I don't know if we've ever found that thing to be actually useful.
Right.
No, because it slips. Who is right? So tell us, Chris, what happened? What just happened?
Okay, first of all, I went to go get the bucket because the bucket I was using had cracks and holes in the bottom, which might explain why I'm wet. And also, as frustrating as it was for me to push that and have it spray all over me, I come down to see Linda has been pressing it and releasing all the pressure, which then of course I put the tool on and it unscrews without any problem whatsoever. So once again, I'm living in a home where my wife is constantly demonstrating how much smarter she is than I am.
So the point is, though, that to change this water filter, you have to release the pressure of the air and the water out of the filter in order to turn that little knob. And once that's released, it's easy to kind of get it off.
Happy to be it.
That's why you had a bucket, though. That's good.
Yeah. Thanks for finding something to praise me with.
Yes, honey.
All right,
You
so
deserve it.
yeah. So you can't obviously see this too good, but it's a bit slimy.
Yeah, and actually that is pretty mild because we are changing it probably a month or so early than we would normally change it.
But the water is.
But yeah, let's look inside the tub there. Look inside that. That,
Yeah.
hold it to, yeah, look at that. That is iron.
Right,
That
so-
is hard mineral there.
So I'm gonna actually go kind of rinse this out, and then what we'll do is I'll put water in it as well because you need to have a vacuum, and then this is the seal for it.
All right, I just want to add that I am kind of the one in charge of keeping track of when these things have to be changed. I usually make Mr. Muscles do the work, but I keep track of when they get changed. And so I have put it on my calendar. I have an annual homesteading calendar, so I know exactly what I need to do each month. And I put that right onto the calendar. But also there is a good sure sign that says you need to change your water filters, and that's when you lose water pressure. I think we lived in this house at least a little over a year, maybe even 2, before we even knew that there was a water filter. And so, but how I knew that something was wrong was that we had no water pressure in the shower. I mean, literally it was dripping out. And so I talked to our plumber and I'm like, I think there's something wrong with the pump. And so he came and looked at it and he's like, no, the pump is showing fine. It looks like it's, you know, the dial, the pressure dial is showing that it's good. So it's not your pump. And he goes, have you changed the filter? I'm like, what filter? And oh my gosh, was it nasty. So whenever I notice, if I'm in the shower or doing dishes and my water pressure starts to give a little bit, where I notice it's still not as great as it once was, it means change the water filter. So I usually put it on the calendar to change the water filter and the air filter for the air conditioner and heater at the same time. Okay, so the final step that we needed to do in order to get our well water to the point where it's the best possible well water to drink, we had to deal with the taste. Because after killing the bacteria, after removing a bunch of sediment, the water came out of the tap still tasting like metal. Had a real strong metallic taste. And that's okay, at least we know it's safe to cook with and to put in coffee, even though it kills our Keurig machine. But it was okay. But the drinking of it, and we need to drink a lot of water. I'm not great at it, but we need to drink water. And so I thought we need to deal with the taste of it, because we were buying water bottles like crazy. Here we have this free source of water on the Homestead and we're buying bottled water. So I wanted to get rid of the bottled water. One, they're expensive. Two, we find them laying all over our house and our yard where the kids don't take care of it. And then they end up being in landfills. But three, they're not good for you. Plastic is terrible. For years, I've been working at removing plastic out of our home. Mixing bowls, dishes, glasses. I mean, I've tried to get rid of most of the plastic in our house. And those water bottles, those darn water bottles, we were just holding on to dear life. And so why do we want to get rid of plastic? Well, most of you probably know, if you're on the same health journey as we are, you know that plastic contains BPAs. Now, BPAs are not good for your health for a couple of reasons. They disrupt hormones and they mimic actually estrogen in the body. And this can cause weight gain, hormone imbalance. I've read studies that talk about how plastic water bottles are connected to aggression in children. It's just not good. Other thing that plastic water bottles or plastic in general contains is phthalates. And these phthalates are also hormone disruptors, but especially dangerous for men. It can mess with men's fertility. It messes with their testosterone levels. And it also affects the immune system, the effectiveness of the immune system. So in the end, plastic is just a really good thing to try to avoid, not only for our earth and polluting the earth, but it pollutes our body with lots of bad things. And so for me in my own health journey, especially with hormones, this was a must. I had to get plastic out of my kitchen. So in dealing with the taste of our well water and trying to get plastic out of the kitchen, my solution was another filter. And the filter I chose to go with is the Berkey filter. I saw this big old canister thing sitting on someone's kitchen counter on another YouTube channel. And I thought, what the heck is that massive stainless steel thing on their counter? And so I looked into it and found out it's called Berkey water filters. And what they have is these canisters have carbon filters inside them, and it comes with 2, and you can have up to 4 carbon filters in there. But each carbon filter, I think, filters like 3,000 gallons of water or something. And so it equals out to being pennies a gallon of water, way cheaper than buying bottled water. And so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to try the Berkey water filter. Now, we've had this here for about 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months, and I love it. It tastes better than a bottled water. And it is so handy to have. The kids access it all the time. I bought glass water bottles to fill up so they're cold in the fridge. I fill up pitchers of water. We use it in our coffee. And I find that not only do I drink more water, but my kids drink more water because it's just right there staring you in the face and just so handy. All right, I want to tell you some specifics about the Berkey filter. It comes in many different sizes, depending on the needs of your family, how much they drink, how big your family is. And so you can get the travel sizes, which will hold, on the bottom canister will hold about 1.5 gallons. And then the largest one, I think is called the Crown. It will hold 6 gallons of water. So that thing would be really tall. We have the middle one, that's the Royal. And my gosh, I think it will hold 2.5 to 3 gallons on the bottom here. And so the reason I went with that one was because I didn't have a choice. They were sold out of the Imperial, which was the one I wanted to get. But I'm hoping eventually that my kids decide to leave and this will be just the perfect size for me and Chris. But there are a couple of upgrades that you can get with the Berkey filter. This little stand that it's on, I paid extra for this, it wasn't that much. But I wanted to get it up off the counter so that I could get like a cup, a tall glass underneath it or something. I did not want to put it on a stand somewhere because I knew that it would get knocked over or my grandson would decide to turn on the valve and just let it run. You can also upgrade the valve to be a stainless steel. I went with just the basic plastic one. Eventually I probably will upgrade the stainless, but I just did this for now. And then also you can get this kind of water gauge thing in here that attaches to the front to see how much water is in here. That would be handy to have, but honestly all I do is I pick this up and look at it to see how much water. And there's about that much water in here right now, which is quite fine for us. We will use the rest of this by the end of the night and I will refill it tomorrow morning. Now the inside, this is the top can and you can see the bottom. These are plugs. Because like I said, it can hold up to 4 filters. I only have 2. Adding the 2 other filters will make the process of filtering from the top to the bottom quicker. Here are the 2 carbon filters coming through, and so you put water in the top and it filters slowly down into the bottom. Okay, so there you have it. That's our journey to having the best water we could possibly have out of our well. And it really is a good end note. The Berkey water filter, highly recommended. They're not the cheapest thing in the world, but they are worth it. We are not getting paid to say that. I'm just telling you, I love this thing. It's been a huge, great investment to get us out of plastic and to get us drinking more water and better tasting water. So give it a try, check it out, Berkey water filters.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching the video. Just want to encourage you to please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. And we promise to get you more videos soon. Until next time.